Hello, I am back. Oh, this music is so nice. And welcome back to you too. I probably shouldn't do episode 4 right now because my throat is starting to hurt and my voice might go, but I really need to know what happens next. So it's happening. And if my voice goes partway through, you'll all just have to read it for yourselves. Explore. Nice. Would you like to see a recap? Literally just played it, my man. No. You open your eyes. It's a new day. This is the last episode that's out, right? It makes me sad. I'm going to have to just replay these 4 episodes a bazillion times while we're waiting for the next one to come out. Last night seems so far away. Like my microphone. I have the whole game memorized. Yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get to that stage. Because I definitely want to play it through. I definitely want to play it through with all the traits. So that's a good few playthroughs. I don't think I'll stream them all. Partly because it's a long old game to play through and read everything. So I think perhaps most of my subsequent playthroughs will just be me clicking away. If you do, I should be your guide through it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know if I will, because like I say, it's quite a long old game to stream. Whereas if I'm not streaming, I can just be like click, 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 click. I don't have to worry about anyone watching, but we'll see. I might well stream one other playthrough, but we shall see. Depends what I feel like doing. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine. But your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. I hope you made it home okay. I haven't heard from Stella since last night. How about you? You check your messages, there's nothing from Stella. Gonna call her. You dial Stella. Hey, what's up? Haha, just kidding. I'm not able to come to the phone right now. This is actually a recording of my voice. It isn't really me. Technology, huh? Anyways, leave a message or don't. I never check this thing. The mailbox is full and can't accept messages at this time. Text her then. Not sending her a photo of a puppet. That's triggering as hell. Hey, I'm kind of worried after you ran off last night. Text me as soon as you get the chance. You wait for a few silent minutes. Your message sits undelivered. That's not... Undelivered isn't good. Unread? Fine. Oh god, what if she's in trouble? What if she's hurt or dead? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm worried. We should go looking for her. Let's meet up in town as soon as we can. Looks like you have your morning plans in order. You're gonna visit the possum. Oh, hi guys! Definitely want to talk to animals. I can talk to you. The 2 opossums stare up at you. They both have bread now. That's nice. Wave at them. You wave at them. They continue to stare up at you blankly in response. Hi. You close the drawers. This is their home now, and there's nothing you can do to change that. You need to check on the doll. Okay, that's moved. You make your way to the closet. There's no denying it. The doll moved at some point since your most recent visit. But your long-dead relative's creepy doll isn't the only thing that's different. Someone was in here. And judging by the residue that was left behind, you're pretty sure you know the culprit. That means he was in your room. But was he there while you were out the previous day, or did he enter while you slept unawares just a few feet away? Fucking Wayne! Something to mull over for the rest of the day. Might as well take a shower before starting the rest of your day. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. Feels good to wash away the grime of last night's haunting, but eventually you'll have to leave this place and confront the rest of the day. In the meantime, you... That's what we thought about yesterday. Yeah. You think about the door in the clinic. You're still drawn to it even now. You'll be going back there today. You're sure of it. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. It's time to face your cousin. You find her in the kitchen, her shoulders hunched in a tight ball of anxiety. They're striking. This week of all weeks, as if I didn't have enough on my plate already. Your cousin's posture is unsurprisingly much tenser than usual. It's possible the strike is even worse than she thought it would be. Probably won't be long before she bolts out of here. But if history is anything to go off here, it almost doesn't matter how strong the strike seems. This is Tabitha's battle to lose. There isn't a union in Scarlet Hollow, which means a proper strike isn't even legal. Your cousin could do pretty much whatever she wants. She could fire everyone and wait them out, for instance, or pick and choose her targets. Like she told you yesterday, she owns most of the houses in town after all. There's a lot of ways she can apply pressure to resolve a strike. Have you heard anything from Stella? I can't get a hold of her. No, but that's not exactly newsworthy. I'm sure she's just processing what happened last night. We weren't the only ones who were traumatized. Feels good, doesn't it? Getting rid of something our family left behind like that. Sure, but you did most of the heavy lifting there. So go surreal. I still can't get over that. I can. What does that actually change about anything? I still have a mine to run, and you still have a funeral to attend. I guess. If the mine's in trouble, you should just sell it, and sell the estate. Get out while you still can. Tabitha bristles. I'm not giving up like that. This is the Scarlet mine. I'm not just going to cash out on our family's legacy. I'm bringing the mine back to life one way or another. Now, the ditchlings weren't predicting a strike. Holy moly. A lot of things I could say. Do you know what the strikers even wants? I haven't seen a list of demands. I'm sure it's just the usual. I promise you that if any one of them were in my shoes for a month, they'd be singing a different tune. I'm not asking any of that stuff. You probably should get going, right? Yeah. I've dawdled long enough. Stay safe. No more hijinks. I'm trying to not have hijinks, but so far we've had at least one hijink every day. So, I'm promising nothing. But let me know if you get in trouble, okay? I will. Tabitha slips past you, her heavy boots thudding down the hall as she marches away to face her employees. Time to figure out the rest of your day. Yeah. If Stella's MIA, who knows when you'll get the chance to eat. You make yourself a PB&J in anticipation of the long day ahead of you. And that's that. Can I not... Foo-foo. It's time to head to town. You head to the front door and begin your trek to the town below. I've lost the ability to speak English. The sun shines down through a thin layer of clouds, illuminating the path in a watery grey light. Glimpses of pale figures dot your periphery. You haven't seen ditchlings in the middle of the day before. They're getting bolder. I don't think they're an issue, though. They're warning us about an issue. They're not the issue. I don't mind them. To your surprise, you find a familiar face making its way up the path towards you. Hey, I was just coming up to see you. Hope you were able to get some sleep after everything that happened last night. I was up most of the night, totally wired on adrenaline. Have you heard anything from Stella? I haven't heard from her, though we don't text much, and I haven't checked with Winnie to see if she came in for an early breakfast or anything. But if you haven't heard from her, that doesn't sound great. Seeing her like that last night was awful. She's usually so unflappable. Are you really still feeling chill after everything that happened last night? I'd be lying if I said last night didn't have an impact. I kind of feel bruised all over, physically and spiritually. But hey, that's part of life, right? Nobody makes it to the end completely unscathed. And I'm kind of thrilled that my new emotional baggage comes from a ghost instead of some boring normal trauma. I mean, it is something to talk about, I guess. I'm not flirting with Avery. How are you doing today? I'm great. With something like possession, I kind of feel like there were more upsides than downs. It made me laugh and that made me cough. More upsides than downsides to possession. Alright then, well, fair dues. There aren't a lot of people out there who can say they've been through something like that. It's a pretty cool badge of honour as far as I'm concerned. Alright. Kanika and I are meeting up to look for Stella. Wanna come? Absolutely. I told Winnie I'll be coming in late today, so I've got time. I don't know how much time though. From what I saw this morning, the diner is hopping. It's absolutely packed with miners. They must be using it as a home base for the strike. Oh, by the way, there's a strike going on. I'm sure you already know that though. I have to imagine Tabitha would have told you this morning. Let's head to town. Yeah, good idea. You and Avery start back down the path to town. It isn't long till you once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Sasaki, you made it! And you picked up an Avery along the way. Hope you're both doing okay, like, emotionally. Yeah, I'm not too bad. That's good. I feel like I got crushed by a steamroller or something. Joints all out of whack, totally exhausted and super foggy. Mom has been insisting I caught a cold and I wasn't buying it. But as of this morning, I've come around. It's definitely something beyond exhaustion, even considering the ridiculously stressful week we've all had. I'm suspicious, Kanika. But I'm not going to let that stop me looking for Stella. Words are hard on a Friday night. Yeah, I'm supposed to see your mum at some point today. Maybe she'll finally shed some light on things. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today that she couldn't have told all of us last night. Maybe she's going to read your fortune. Oh, maybe. After last night, I wouldn't doubt that she actually could. Your mum's always had a bit of that Glinda vibe going for her. Yeah, maybe I should stop making fun of her whole New Age mystic thing. A lot's happened in the past couple of days. Ugh, I need to take a page out of Stella's book and just block this shit out. I need to be focused. I can't keep having all these existential crises. There'll be plenty of time for tea after we've found Stella. I think we know there's not a rational explanation for this. Someone man in the jumble store, I don't really care. It's kind of reached out to me. Yeah, but her issues with Tabitha and not me. Yes. I think last night just pushed her over the edge. I know I've only known her a couple of days, but it feels like she has a tendency to run from difficult emotions. Usually she just changes the subject, but I guess this time she wound up literally running. You're absolutely right. And as her friends, we can't let her be alone at a time like this. I've made that mistake before. Plus, she could get mobbed by those weird little creatures. Or worse. Exactly. This is no time for anyone to be off on their own. Who knows what kind of weird stuff is out there? After the past couple nights, I wouldn't be surprised if there were actual Bigfoots. Bigfoots or big feet? Just waiting to eat any human who wanders too far from civilization. Do Bigfoots thirst for human flesh? Is that some kind of common knowledge I wasn't keyed in on? I wouldn't be surprised is all I'm saying. Okay, let's get started. I don't want to waste another minute. Where to first? I mean, we should go to Stella's house first, right? Because that's where she's most likely to be. Good place to start. Maybe she just slept in. That's what I'm hoping. I would have gone already, but I was kind of nervous about doing anything by myself today. Just in case I ran into yet another horror from beyond the veil or whatever. Yeah. You make your way towards Stella's house. The door is as pristine as any old wooden door. No bloody handprints in any sight. No bloody handprints in sight, any telltale sign of Wayne absence. If something happened here, it didn't involve him. At least not at the front door. Kanika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. The house is quiet. The world outside muffled as you take a cautious step over the threshold into the muted air of the living room. No excitable No, Greta. Not Greta. Have I forgotten her name already? What's her name? Gretchen. Gretchen? Gretchen. Where's Gretchen? No excitable pug rushes to greet you at the door and you have a feeling that no Stella... Yes, Gretchen. Thank you, Alexa. You have a feeling that no Stella is going to emerge from the shadows to sleepily greet you. I think we just need to go in. You step past the threshold and into Stella's house. Aside from a corner of the room dedicated to Gretchen, Stella's house almost feels like a museum. Everything's organised, with the sort of tidiness you wouldn't expect from someone as rough and tumble as Stella, and only a handful of objects feel like they belong to her. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. It doesn't look like there was a struggle or anything, unless it happened in another room, or maybe someone or something caught her off guard. You didn't have to add that last part. I'm going to forget you said that, and just be thankful this doesn't look like a crime scene. I don't really want to go snooping around her house when I don't think she's here. Okay, I don't think we're going to find much here. Let's move on. Oh, got an achievement. Okay, so maybe she came home last night, maybe she didn't, but she's definitely missing. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I hope she would just be sleeping in. I can't believe she's actually missing. We'll find her. Where to next? No point going to the cops. They are useless. I think Avery would have seen her if she was at the diner. Can't see her going to the church. Can't see her going to the mines. I think... Yeah. I'm supposed to get tea with your mum today. Maybe she'll have some ideas. Sure, we can humour her. She's probably going to give you some rocks or bundles of herbs for protection or something. Which might actually work, who knows? Guess there's only one way to find out. Let's do it. The bells of the general store chime welcomingly as the three of you enter. Kanika, there you are. You were supposed to stay in bed today, remember? And hello, you two. Hope you both recovered from last night's fiasco. Sorry, Mum. It's just that Stella's missing, and Stella can take care of herself, unlike you. You need bed rest and lots of fluids, and you don't need to go running around town spreading that cold of yours. Yeah, wear a mask if you've got a cold. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea. I thought you had some kind of important thing to talk to Sasaki about. I'm really feeling okay. I want to hear what you wanted to say to her. I'll just be doing a tea reading. Haven't those always bored you to tears? Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should really lie down. Bye, Sasaki. Bye, Kanika. Kanika turns and heads towards the stairs without saying another word. Good thing Kanika has her mum looking out for her. She seemed so tired today, and you'll probably be able to find Stella without her. I'm suspicious of what's going on with Kanika now. And I'm so sorry to be a bad host, Avery, but I was hoping Sasaki and I could do our reading in private. I'm sure Winnie needs help at the diner. Oh, you're right. I've totally left her on her own today. Fine by me. I wouldn't want to mess with your tea vibes. I'm sure those leaves are very particular. Oh, but before I go, I did want to ask. Are you a witch? As flattered as I am that you think I'm magical, I'm just an odd lady who likes tea and has a few unusual hobbies. I mean, sounds pretty witchy to me. Look, I'm just saying, doing stuff like reading tea leaves is pretty witchy as far as I'm concerned, but I won't push it. Though, just so you know, if you are a witch, you can totally tell us. We'd be cool about it. I'll leave you all to your not supernatural private tea leaf reading. We'll catch up tomorrow, Sasaki. I mean, we've only just got out of bed, so we could catch up later today. You know. Time seems a bit wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey in this place, though, so I don't know. They make their way up the general store, disappearing down the street in the direction of the diner. Shall we? Sybil motions towards the tea room. Let's. Please, have a seat. I'll bring you a fresh cup. You take a seat at the small table at the edge of the room. It's dark here, only a slither of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by the bright grow lights over by the plant in the corner. It's a castor bean, an incredibly toxic plant. It's strange for a tea maker to keep it around in her workspace. Suspicious. It's so pretty though. Sybil joins you at the table and places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy, with an undercurrent of decaying earth. Nice. It's the same tea you sampled with Avery at the diner and... oh, I didn't like that much. I'll be able to do a reading once you're done. Until then, how about we just chat? Yeah. What's with all the mystery and ritual? If you have something to tell me, just come out and say it. I'll need your tea leaves first. I have pieces of the puzzle, but the tea leaves should help to give me the full picture. Got an achievement. You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the two flavours into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. Did you know my mum? But of course. In a town this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Pearl Ann was a lot like your great-grandmother, Edwardine, which is to say she was not a very kind woman. I mean, beating someone's head in with a baseball bat is kind of the far end of not very kind, right? Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so her family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel. I feel like I know a lot about the women in my family, but what about the men? Did they even exist? I suppose they just haven't been very noteworthy since Edwardine took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, and to be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stuart or something just as forgettable. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenage fling that ended once your grandmother found out she was pregnant. I'm fairly certain it was similar for Vivian, though she was much older, and I believe she was the one who ended it, what with skipping town and all. Why were Pearl Ann and my mum raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mother? Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young, too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labour. Oh. That's sad. What do you know about my grandma? I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there were two in that generation. The eldest died when the girls were still children. Edwardine never spoke about them, nor did your mother. What happened when my mum found out she was pregnant? She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what had happened to her own mother. Maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assumed your mother's worries had something to do with religion. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious as far as I knew. But the way Vivian was that night, she came to me. It stuck in my mind. It always had me wondering what it was about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby. So how did you wind up in Scarlet Hollow? Oh, my family's been in these hills for a long time. That's how I know so much of the local flora. Everything I've learned was handed down from generations of hill folk. There hasn't always been a reliable doctor up here, especially not one most folks could afford. They have to figure out their own medicine. You close your eyes and take another sip, and then another. It's delightful. The tea is gone before you know it. The small cup empties save for what's left of rehydrated leaves coating the bottom. Oh good. Glad you find the tea palatable enough to drink. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now, on to business. Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You don't say. You've got just about every warning that can fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. Do I also have the grim? Because that would surprise me at this point. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. None of this is surprising after the last few days, really. It's fair to assume that all this has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure. But we may at the very least be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat, an enemy lurking in plain sight. It's Frou-Frou. Oh, the cat's got to be Pixel, or maybe it's Frou-Frou. Those are the two cats I know. Who do you think the cat is? The only person I've had seriously bad vibes about is Dr. Kelly. The cat could be Dr. Kelly. She's been nothing but hostile since I met her. Why does it keep wanting me to say that Dr. Kelly is hot? Joan Kelly is just a very blunt woman, bless her soul. Reese's condition puts a great strain on them both, and I'm sure she doesn't mean to come across the way she does. That kind of stress would do the same to anyone. But she's not a friend of yours, and she's not family, so she lacks the closeness required to be the cat. So it's got to be a friend or family. You don't have to figure out an answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Yeah. Just be on guard and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we can try to counteract whatever might be planned for you. Well, yeah, hope so. Judging by what you told me last night, those stones, carvings, seals, whatever you want to call them, I think it's likely they have something to do with this. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best course of action is to seek these carvings out. Piece together what you can from your visions and arm yourself with information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find another? Your thoughts drift to that door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even just remembering it is enough to tug at you, compelling you to return and open it to see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. Yeah, I think I felt another in the clinic. That's good! If you can find your way inside and uncover another stone, that could give you a leg up on your adversary. You just have to be careful to avoid the doctor. Something tells me she won't take too kindly to you sniffing around her clinic. If I recall correctly, there's a hill that'll take you nearly all the way to the second story, and she never locks any of the doors up there. How do you know whether she's locking the doors or not? You've been sneaking around the clinic. Just in case that's helpful information. Okay. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope this conversation's been illuminating, even if it just brought up more questions than giving any clear answers. You know more than you're letting on, though. You definitely do. That's it. This wasn't helpful at all. I'm sorry you feel that way, but unfortunately my abilities only stretch so far. I'm doing everything in my power to help, and if that's not enough, I suppose it's not enough. Thank you again for humouring an old lady and stopping by for a chat. With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table and you're escorted back to the door. And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough. But I like cats. Sybil closes the door to the tea room. The bells of its door strangely flat in the stale air of the nearly empty general store. Hey, Miles. You see any weird rocks around town? Yeah. You. He smirks. Clearly this is a very sick burn, and you should feel bested by his wit. So, Kanika has a cold, huh? That's what she says. She's just trying to get out of work again, like I didn't have anything better to do all week while she sits in her room watching anime. Yeah. Says the guy in Goku pants. Everyone knows Dragon Ball is good anime. She watches the trashy shit. Is your mum a witch? Wouldn't you like to know? Look, a lot of weird stuff is going on around town. I feel like a witch could be super helpful, so if she is one... I thought she, just helped you. You're grown. Take care of your own self. Alright. You're not going anywhere before checking in on Kanika. You make your way upstairs. You knock on Kanika's door. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just going to lie down for a while. I'm not your mom. Oh, Suzaki, what's up? Can I come in? Sorry, Suzaki, my mum was right. I'm exhausted. I probably shouldn't push it or I'll wind up worse off tomorrow. Looks like you're on your own. You make your way out of the general store and down the road to the clinic. You make your way up the familiar hill, past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Oh, there's a raccoon! And a ditchling. Hi! Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits the compulsive frequency. You can see the hill Sybil was talking about, wrapped around the back of the old hospital, like a stone blanket. It should take you directly up to the second floor and the unlocked doors of the terrace. See how Reese is doing. You cautiously approach the house, kneeling next to the low basement windows of Reese's room. You knock. There's no one in. Reese must be somewhere else. Oakley dokley then, up we go. You're pretty sure you can make the jump to the second floor, at least with a running start. You make your way up the hill and bend your knees in anticipation, and then you jump. You land and try the door. It's unlocked. The upstairs of the clinic feels like a decommissioned museum. Old furniture covered in plain white sheets and a thick layer of dust coats the floor. This place hasn't seen any use in years. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel that odd sensation again, that nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. You've been caught by its gravity, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar, as if inviting you to enter. The lights click on. You're in the Maurice. You dead or are you practicing? Wouldn't surprise me if you're practicing. Practicing. Suzaki, what are you doing in the morgue? Vampire. Oh my god, you died and she Frankensteined you back to life. Yeah, I'm just going to pretend I never saw this. Thanks, I appreciate that. So what are you doing here? His words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. Off we go! You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder, and for a moment, the thing on the other side of the blank white wall loosens its pull on you. You kind of looked possessed for a second there. You good? Make him understand. Oh, why wall? He'd think, but wall stand in way. There's a stone carving on the other side of that wall, and I need to see it. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the dock out of her hair. Should take 2 seconds. Get the dock out of her hair? Yeah, if I say I'm sick and need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. And most of the time it's true anyway. Use what you got to get what you need, no shame in that. Exactly. Yes please, axe now. Wow, you are super desperate about this wall. Be right back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanour replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. You hear his soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mom? He coughs gently. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit, but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out though. Really? I thought I'd just picked some up. I've got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale too. That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. It's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back. Thanks, Mum. I'll take it easy. You hear her footsteps move down the hall, then the front door opening and closing. It worked! The theatrical rasp has left his voice, excitement rising in its place. Come on up. We don't have long till she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first. Ooh. You make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office. I don't see an axe in here. He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye. Some sort of records with your family's name on them. Yeah. Reese stops in the doorway, turning to watch you leaf through the documents. Find something interesting? They're your family's death certificates. Oh. Hopefully I can look at all of them. Cause of death, sleep apnea, discovered by her daughter Tabitha. Tabitha Chrysanthemum Scarlet. Oh, poor Tabitha. No autopsy performed. Tabitha's middle name is Chrysanthemum? Wonder who cursed her with that mouthful. I feel like that was forbidden knowledge. Edwardine Scarlet, born April 9th, 1913. Died February 12th, 2003, age 89. Cause of death, heart failure. Signed by her granddaughter, Pearland Scarlet. Pretty normal. Almost made it to 90. Died of a normal all-person illness. Enoch Scarlet. Born 9th September 1887. Died August 20th, 1957. Age 69. Cause of death, fall from cliff. This one has a coroner's report attached. Organ sustained impact injuries. Lacerations to the neck and body consistent with a fall from a great height. Whoa, an actual autopsy report. Looks ancient. Did he fall or was he pushed? You quickly flip through a few of the other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlet, born May 24th, 1890. Died 1918, age 28. Cause of death, crushed in mine collapse. Body not recovered. Body not recovered. So maybe he wasn't crushed in the mine collapse. Signed by his brother, Enoch Scarlet. That's right, you had a great uncle who died in the collapse. Joseph Scarlet. Born April 1914. Died June 7th, 1944. Louis Scarlet. Born August 1920. Died June 6th, 1944. Both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. These must have been Edwardine's brothers. Certificate of fetal death. Infant boy, Andrew Charles Scarlet. Charles? Delivered April 3rd, 1945. Stillbirth. Mother, Edwardine Scarlet. Andrew Charles Scarlet, eh? Cause of death, complications during birth. No doctor present. Home burial. That settles the question of whether you're related to Charlie. Alexandra Scarlet. She owns the doll. She's missing. She was missing in 57. So she could still be alive. Born December 12th, 1947. Died August 20th, 1957. Age 9. Missing, presumed dead. Signed by mother Edwardine Scarlet. Alexandra, the owner of the doll. So she went missing. And it was the same day Enoch died in a hiking accident. Well, I'm glad you told me that, book smart brain. Because Sasaki brain had not remembered that. Mary Bell Scarlet. Born September 3rd, 1946. Died October 30th, 1963. Age 17. Oh. Cause of death, complications during childbirth. Signed by her mother, Edwardine Scarlet. Oh, so that's my mum's mum. Wow, that's a lot of kids to outlive. Yeah. Got an achievement. You turn around and leave the office. It's time to move on. The medical supply room is probably a good bet. A fire axe seems like something that might be useful in a room full of chemicals. It's just around the hall. There it is. Looks like it needs a key though. We'd better not break the glass. I'd rather explain why I had to steal the axe after we've had a chance to use it. There must be a key in here somewhere. Reese stops to listen to something. You can hear it too, but ever so faintly. The sound of footsteps just outside the clinic. Shit, she's back already. The front doors of the clinic open and close. The creak of its antique hinges echoing down the hallway. Footsteps start down the hall. She's headed this way. Quick, we gotta hide. I'm not supposed to be in here. I'm definitely not. He opens the closet door and hurriedly motions you inside. You slip past him, scrunching into the small space as best you can. He attempts to slide in after you. Let him in. You make space, and he slips in next to you, closing the door just enough that you can both still monitor the entrance to the supply room. Dr. Kelly storms in, plastic bag in tow. She takes something out the bag and places it on the counter. And then she hurries back out, bag rustling as she makes her way back down the hallway. We'd better wait a second, just in case. The two of you stand in tense silence, both crammed into the suffocating closet, taking shallow breaths as if she could hear you breathing from the other side of the building. But the footsteps soon return. Dr. Kelly makes her way back to towards your hiding place, creaking floorboards broadcasting her location all the way to the hallway just outside your hiding spot. His head swivels suddenly. That was the door to the house. We're in the clear. Let's go. The two of you spill out of the closet. What is that? Reese quickly and quietly starts pulling out drawers, scanning them for keys. I'm more worried about what that thing is. You can't help but notice what Dr. Kelly, thank you, left on the long steel table in the middle of the room. A sprig of small furry fruits. Castor beans. I'm sensing a theme here. You've seen them elsewhere in town, but for the life of you can't remember where. I can remember where! It was like 2 minutes ago. In the tea room. Why did your mum get castor beans? Yes! Found the keys. He holds up a small ring of keys, each with a strip of coloured tape on the head. What's this about beans? Oh, those weird little fruit things. Reese unlocks the cabinet and offers you the fire axe. Here's your axe. And I don't know. I've never seen them before. I'm not allowed in the supply room. It's probably some kind of medicinal plant, right? She took out a chemistry set too. Though, come to think of it, she's not supposed to make medicine. She's not a pharmacist. This room is just storage for orders she gets from the pharmacist over in... Brevard? Why would she bring something like that in here? Ricin? Fuck. This plant is not medicinal. It makes one of the deadliest poisons known to man. But she's not using it for that, right? Why would she give people poison? Do you know what she gives you for your supposed illness? No, I don't. She's never explained it. I thought it was just too complicated for me to understand, so she didn't bother. Maybe she has some kind of information on it lying around here somewhere. I hear a cat, but I don't see a cat. The drawer over there is locked. If I were information on some mysterious alien-looking fruit, I'd probably be in a locked drawer, right? Probably. Good thing I already have the keys. He unlocks the drawer, pulling out a notebook. This is about me. There's stuff in here from when I was like 12. Some kind of diary or medical history, or both, I guess. What the hell is this? Something about another episode. Guess she's referring to one of my rough nights. Oh, here we go. There's some illustrations. He glances to the strange plant on the countertop. It's those beans you mentioned. She uses them to make my medicine. I knew it. She's giving you ricin, dude. That's poison, right? You and Reese jerk your heads to the sound of an opening door. The doctor is in. Yeah, but I've got an axe, so we're good. Shit, that was the door from the house. We've got to run. You follow Reese's instruction, once again starting down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. Dr. Kelly's voice filters down from above. I was right. We did already have juice. It was just in the back of the fridge, but there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. Oh, I'm just going to chill in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you hear some weird sounds, that's just my music. Yeah, it's a new type of music that uses the sound, percussive sound of an axe hitting a wall as the beat. I'll be sure to put in earplugs to drown out all that industrial clanging you listen to. Oh, handy. You know I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. It can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. You don't have to do that. I'll grab something for my room later. Sure, whatever you're able to do. You hear the door at the top of the stairs close and the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent lit room below. Make sure you stay careful around this time. Okay, now I'm scared. Thanks, Alexa. Hey. Whoa. Yeah. I should warn you, something spooky might happen when we break down that wall. Reese smiles. Good. Feel like I've been missing out lately. Stop asking questions. It's time to see what's on the other side of that wall. And may I make the first blow? Sure, but I'm going to get in a few after you. I've got some confused and angry feelings I'd like to work out. You approach the far end of the morgue, axe practically singing through the air as you strike the wall. The first cut offers a surprising amount of resistance. There's some structure behind it, some wood frame holding it in place, trying to stand between you and what waits for you on the other side. You stagger back from the massive hole in the wall and admire your efforts. Holy shit. A splintered edge frames a dark passage, seemingly cut deep into the side of the cliff, cold seeping from a forgotten place into the already frigid morgue. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. It's getting spooky. There's a whole hallway back there. Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthy mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. And with the stink of the grave-like room beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward. And you climb into the hole. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital wing, rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. Oh, there's a wheelchair for you there, Reese. You can use that. Get out and about a bit. His voice sounds distant. Your self-focus is finding it. Your feet move without prompting, and you stumble down the hallway towards the far wall, barely registering the antique clutter as you stagger past it. Whoa, are you okay? Not so much, no. You don't respond, and you don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall is rotten, water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years. The plank's nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. Found it! Enoch, I thought you weren't going to come. I was worried you'd leave me here forever. They say there's nothing they can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I going to do? Calm down, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research, and I found us an alternative. We won't have to worry about anything from here on out, I promise. I went to talk to the witch. A witch? But that's nonsense. It's all right. It's all sorted. We're taking you home today, and everything will be resolved by this time next week. Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into focus, and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. Do we know a Teddy? I don't remember a Teddy. Oh, there was a Theodore, wasn't there? In that list of people. The death certificates, there was a Theodore, I think. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was worried you'd slipped into a coma or something. You tore down a wall like a wild animal, found some weird carving and collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure. Are you okay? I had a vision. Like a hallucination. I have those sometimes too. Used to have them a lot as a teen. Always just weird little things like my hands would look wrong, or my neck would seem too long, or the room would feel smaller. I think these are visions of things that actually happened. Whoa. I wonder if you'd see anything else if you went back in there. If there were more around town. Maybe if you collect them all, you'll finally unravel whatever the big mystery is. Seems fun. And that is what I'm trying to do, yeah. So, I don't think Dr. Kelly knows I'm here, otherwise I think she'd be here. How did I get here? Well, I guess he brought me? Is he strong enough? How did I get here? I carried you. You don't have the kind of muscle mass required for that. Huh? Why would I lie about that? I just picked you up and carried you back. It's not like I had to go very far. Does Dr. Kelly know I'm here? No, I snuck you back in the house while she was busy in the medical storage room. Figured you wouldn't want to come too in the morgue. Oh, clearly he didn't call an ambulance. Yeah. I should probably get going. Stella's still missing, and the stone here finally stopped yelling at me. That might be a little tricky. The dock is on the warpath up there. I refuse to take my medicine and she's not happy about it. I'm sure you can understand why. There was no way I was going to take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years. I've been thinking about what you said at dinner last night, and I don't see any other possibility. It's only been a day since I've stopped taking my pills, and I feel great. It's been a day? I went ahead and blocked my door so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out. Been a day. I don't get why your mum would poison you though. I don't know. But it's all in here. She never outright says that's what she's doing. And the recipe she came up with to deal with my flare-ups, whatever she thinks those are, involves that weird plant that was on the counter. Those castor beans. You were right. And ricin poisoning matches up with quite a few of my symptoms. The thing I can't figure out is whether she's been trying to kill me slowly, or if she just likes keeping me sick enough to be dependent on her. Is he like... Okay, don't answer this question if you know, because this is just me musing. But I'm now wondering if he has flare-ups. Is he like werewolf or vampire or something, and the ricin keeps him under control? Could be. Either way, I don't think I ever had an illness. I think the illness was me growing up and becoming less easy to control. She sure found a cure for that. Yeah. Ricin is really bad. How are you not dead? I don't know. Maybe it's low enough doses, or maybe I developed a tolerance. But I think the fact that I feel more and more alive by the minute is enough proof that she was keeping me sick. I don't need solid evidence. Yeah. With your evidence, you should be able to go to the cops. Maybe not the local cops, but a cops. You're right, I have a journal. That's pretty incriminating, even if she left out any descriptive words for what she was up to. Ideally, I'd never have to see or think about her ever again. But if it comes to it, this could be my guarantee that she would never be able to have power over me again. Yeah, we need to get you out of here. Who knows what she'll do when she finds out what you know? Where would we go? The only person I know who has a car is Kanika, and she's not answering her phone. I don't know anyone else. I don't have any other family to go to. I never even finished high school. When I get out of this house, I don't know how I can make sure I don't wind up right back down here. Yeah. One step at a time. Let's just start by waiting at your mum and getting out of here. You shouldn't call her my mum. As far as I'm concerned, she's forfeited that title. I don't think I should even call her doctor. She's just some woman now. Can't wait for her to be in the rearview mirror of the rest of my life. We'll see if we can wait her out. If she doesn't fall asleep by 10, we can figure something else out. These windows are supposedly shatterproof, which she always said was for burglars. Now I assume it was yet another way to keep me boxed in. But we can try to break them anyway. A distraction seems like a good idea. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little jittery. You're getting a little scary, Reese. Maybe it's the lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or the fact that my whole perception of reality has been turned on its head. Probably a combo. It would obviously take more than a day for ricin poisoning to be out of the system. Yeah. Doesn't feel awful, to be honest. Yeah, right. I believe you owe me a showing of Shi no Chi, Deathblood. Thought you didn't like horror. I won't complain though. I've been wanting to share this one with someone for years. Reese gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed. Let me know if it gets too much for you. I'm not a great judge of how other people react to the sort of things I watch, but I definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable. This is a slow burn of a movie, but the dread it's managing to build is palpable in the room. Or maybe that's just how it feels down here all the time. What with the grisly paintings, the lack of lighting, cinder block walls, and of course the fact that the woman currently lurking upstairs had been poisoning her son since his teens. I've seen a couple of this director's other films, and they're all interesting, though this is probably the best introduction to his work. The way it jump cuts to seemingly unrelated TV show recordings that then wind up tying back to the narrative adds a level of realism and depth to the world that I find really engrossing. It's found footage used to its fullest. I can't believe I'll be able to just do things from here on out. Like watch movies with another person. Or talk to people. Ever. You can hear the difference in energy now that Reese hasn't had his daily dose of poison. He's uncharacteristically chatty. Do I know what is characteristic for him? Clearly not used to talking to another person, let alone when he has the energy to carry on a long conversation. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. First we have to get out of this basement. That's true. I shouldn't be counting my chickens. We still have to get past the woman upstairs. He tenses, his back straightening, his muscles clenching as he's reminded of the obstacle. Hopefully we can just wait her out. If not, he trails off, but his features soften as he once again immerses himself in the film. A man on the screen yells portents of doom into the camera, trailing off into wordless scream. The plot is really heating up. I love that there are all these distinct sorts of vignettes, little pockets of horror that affect a small number of people, and only once you start to see how they fit together can you realise some sort of fundamental horror about the universe. And then it sees you back. Incredible. Cosmic horror in the truest sense. Reese is becoming very animated. It's probably safe to assume that he's dealing with a lot of extra adrenaline right now, what with his entire reality turning out to be a lie. But he's also talking over the movie. Yeah. You know, I think I'd better get going. Oh no, did I do something wrong? I'm sorry. I know I'm probably being more talkative than usual. I'm just feeling a little jittery. You don't have to leave. I can settle down. We just have to wait a little longer, then that woman will be asleep and we can both leave without anything going wrong. There's a knock on the window. Oh, hi Wayne! Suzaki, don't get any closer to that thing. It's time to go home. I am trying, Wayne. Trying to go home. That voice. I know that voice. Is that who's been following you around? Without another word. Time for the show. Scaring me, Alexa. Without another word, Wayne starts pounding on the supposedly shutterproof window. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside, we're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. What do you mean? Wayne isn't going to hurt you. He hasn't hurt anyone. Yes, he will. He's furious with me. Can't you hear it? No. But I'm not weak anymore. I can fight back. I don't have to cower in fear from the people who want to hurt me. I can protect both of us, Suzaki. The window shatters. What the fuck? As Reese tears at his clothes. Okay, for starters, calm down there, Reese. Paint bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out. Leave us alone! You are some oh, I was right. He's a werewolf thing, and the ricin was keeping him not werewolfed. In a surge of violence, the change that has been brewing inside Reese finally comes. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off, and Wayne along with it. God damn it, Reese. I feel like... He said he's blocked the door, so I don't think running for the stairs is going to help. We aren't safe, but I can protect you. I can protect the both of us from the people who want to control us. I feel strong now. I think I can save us. Stay here, I'll be right back. I just have to deal with the dog. You were surprised I got it right? You were shell-shocked. Yeah, well, I don't normally get these things right, so I'm quite pleased with myself. But, yeah, it was the fact that he was getting too much better too quickly, and that he managed to carry me from the carving to here when he's all like, I'm all weak and I can't even talk to friends without getting ill. It's all a bit suspicious. So the doc's a good guy. Reese storms up the stairs, leaving you with his smears. Smears? Oh, you're not sure who to help best follow Reese and see how things play out. I don't know. Try and warn Dr. Kelly. You make your way to the door that beckoned to you yesterday. All intrigue now washed away. You know where it leads, and you know what secrets the stone that lurked in the forgotten basement of the clinic had to share with you. Now the clinic holds a new horror. Somewhere, beyond the narrow hallway leading from the house proper into the doctor's office, there is a monster preparing to do something unthinkable. You grasp the handle and turn. Duck! Quack. You do as she says, ducking out the way. She shoots. The gun isn't very loud. There's only a pop as the projectile leaves the barrel, whizzing through the air. You turn to see a dart embedded in Reese's chest. He pulls the tranquilizer dart out of his chest, heaving heavy breaths as the drug courses through his system. You're going to have to try harder than that, you... No! How did you... As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh. Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows out between the cracks in the wood, Reese's panic pulling a mob of furious smears to hold his enemies in place. The artist darts away, but the smears continue their work in his absence. Can I get, like, some paint thinner? Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway, and Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. And after Dr. Kelly runs to a nearby room. I don't know. That one. You run forward, braving the onslaught of the smears, dodging them as best you can as you try to see where Dr. Kelly went. The front door is in front of you, smothered in paint. Hey! Dr. Kelly's voice crackles out of some unseen speaker. You, Suzaki. I'm stuck in the safe room. I can't help you from here, but you can help the both of us. Oh, what the hell is your son, Mom? Where's... Okay, I'll help you. You survived! What's going on? I think you can probably put that together. I mean, yeah. I need you to get to the medical storage room. I'll give you further instructions when you're there. Cool. You turn back around and head to the medical storage room. I'm here. Great, now listen to me. I need you to use the black taped key to get into the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. Okay then. It's a bottle labelled surfentanyl. Carfentanil. Bear tranquilizers clearly aren't going to cut it anymore. An intercom system, huh, Doc? Good, you should hear this. Suzaki, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not going to hurt anybody else, just her. If I don't, you and I both know she's just going to shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers. Did I hear that right? And shove me back down in that basement, or maybe someplace even worse, and keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now. Better than I've ever felt in my life. I'm not dangerous. You just said you're going to hurt her, so you're kind of dangerous, dude. She's just scared because she knows she has to finally pay for what she's taken from me. I don't know whose side I'm on. I don't feel like I should get in the middle of this. I'm on Reese's side. Wayne, help me. I'm not going to let you kill someone, Reese. Why not? She wasn't afraid I might die. Does she know these tranquilizers aren't going to kill me? Does she care? Trust me, Reese. I've always been careful with your medication. I want you to live. I love you. Tell yourself whatever lies you have to, Mom. If you wanted a good relationship, you had your chance, and you decided to convince me I was dying instead of just letting me exist. Don't try to spin it like some kind of crime of passion now that the consequences are staring. Oh, Wayne's there. Hi, Wayne. Enough. Reese cries out in pain. Ah, what the hell did you do to my shoulder? You see, for the briefest instant, something coming out of Wayne's sleeve. Just a flash of pale yellow, then it's gone, slithering back into Wayne's clothes. This just gets weirder. I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe until then. Thanks, Wayne. The two stagger off down the hallway. Quick, grab the tranquilizers and head to the safe room. Oops, wrong button. Getting too tense. You do as she says. The tranquilizers are easy to find, marked with a small square of black tape to match the key. She's clearly an organised woman. Let's go. You make your way out of the medical storage room and back to the hallway where Dr. Kelly disappeared. As you approach, Dr. Kelly heaves the door open, slowly breaking apart the massive pane sealing it shut. Hurry! I don't think I can keep it open for long. You slip past her into the safe room. She shuts the door quickly, though one of the little smears manages to slip past her. Squish. She stomps on it. Painted viscera splatters across the cement floor. It sounds like Reese and your friend are still fighting. We probably have a few minutes before he gets here. What's the game plan, both short and long term? Well, I pump him full of elephant tranquilizers, then I lock him in here. Then I somehow convince him to see things from my perspective. Then we all live happily ever after. I see no flaws with this plan. There has to be some other way. It's just going to make him feel trapped. Sure is. Especially since I'll have to isolate him even more now he knows what's going on. He's going to hate me. But you gotta work with what you've been given. And what I've been given is an ethical dilemma, where I either let my son kill me, freeing him to go out and kill others, or imprison him for the rest of his life and force feed him poison to keep him controllable. And that's an ethical dilemma, right? Or the third option, kill him. I've decided which outcome I can live with. Yeah. While we're at it, any other secrets you're keeping? Maybe. If we both survive, I might decide to share a few more if you don't go tattling to anybody. Let's talk Reese. Yeah, I bet you have some questions. Go ahead. I have nothing left to hide. How did he not know what he was? I've been medicating him since he was 12. We've only had 3 incidents like this before, maybe 4, depending on what counts. This is the worst one by far. He doesn't seem to understand at first that he looks different, and I just make sure to stay on top of his doses so he rarely ever does. But I've been preparing for this inevitability. He's an adult now. There's only so much I can do to control him. When did you find out? A little after he hit puberty. He had all the usual changes, then a few extra. Thickened nails. I thought his nails were like... long. Pointy. Thickened nails, sharp teeth, elfish ears. I figured he might have some kind of genetic disorder. Had him checked out at a few specialists, but there was nothing obviously wrong with him. Then we had our argument, and he changed right in front of me. It was nothing like what he is now. Just a couple inches and some facial abnormalities, enough to be noticeable. I was scared. He could see that, and he stopped. I thought it was a one-off or maybe a hallucination. But the second time it wasn't as subtle, and it didn't go away as easy. That's when I knew for sure this was something beyond my realm of expertise. How did you settle on ricin? Dr. Kelly gives you a long, hard look. I don't want to talk about that woman. But screw it, I might die tonight. Sure, I'll tell you. What? And that's all I have to say about that. Was his dad similar? A strange little smile creeps onto Dr. Kelly's face. I wish I knew. Reese just kind of happened. I wasn't seeing anyone. I just woke up pregnant one day. I know how impossible that sounds. So Reese is a werewolf and he's Jesus. I mean, that's all sorts of weird. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sake. I kept having these weird dreams, almost like sleep paralysis episodes. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were actually kind of sweet. But they were just dreams. Yeah, he is. Definitely the next Christ. He's the second coming of Jesus, and Jesus is a werewolf. There we go. But then, all of a sudden, my period stopped. I got morning sickness, and roughly 9 months later, Reese. How do you know he's dangerous? I mean, that's a stupid question. The relationship between you seems so difficult. Well, yes. Why did you stop poisoning him? Stop him becoming a werewolf. What is he? At first I thought he was some kind of werewolf. But if he is, he doesn't follow any kind of full moon rules or anything. Silver doesn't do shit to him. And you've seen what he looks like. It's just weird. I almost wish I could examine him while he was fully transformed. I'd be fascinated to know what happens to him or how his body does it. But he seems pretty hell-bent on ripping my throat out, so I guess I'll just have to remain a mystery. What is this room? Old X-ray room. Lead walls. After I realised this whole situation was a possibility, I had the door reinforced with special remote-controlled locks. Glad it could finally come in handy. You and Dr. Kelly sit in silence and wait for her son to make his way to you. The sound of distant breaking glass cuts through the silence of the clinic outside the safe room. Shit, this might be game time. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway. Hi, Reese! Hello. You're right. It's interesting how whenever creatures, like whenever men turn into creatures, they have to rip their shirt off. But their trousers are fine. I just find that interesting. Is this what you were so afraid of? Well, yeah. Hand over the tranquilizers. This is our shot. Did I not already hand them over in, like, all that time we were just sitting there? You hand Dr. Kelly the tranquilizer darts. Dr. Kelly quickly loads them into her gun, levelling the barrel at her son. Suzaki, I thought we were in this together. Here's the thing, though, Reese. If we tranquilize you now, we can all talk about this and decide when everyone's calmer what the future's going to be. We can't make serious decisions like this when you're running around trying to kill people. We need to be calm and rational. Thank God. Dr. Kelly sighs heavily, staring down at the warped figure of her son. I can drag him into the safe room on my own. I'll meet you at the front when I'm done. Okay. You return to the entrance of the clinic. Everything is quiet now, only streaks of paint where Reese's minions had once roiled out of cracks in the wood. I hope you understand that this needs to stay between us. Oh, I got an achievement. I don't care how much you feel like you need to share what just happened with other people. The more people know about this, the more trouble it is for me and for him. I don't need any more well-intentioned escape plans. Just thought you should know. Okay, thanks for the heads up, I guess. Can I come visit him? As long as you don't bring anyone else along. Yes, that would probably be good for him. I can't promise he'll want to see you, or that he won't have some harsh words if he does, but I don't want him to be entirely isolated. Do you think you'll let any of his friends in on this? She heaves a sigh. I'll have to think about it. We'd run the risk of one of them trying to break him out, but if he's stuck in a windowless room with no internet and no friends, that's a one-way ticket to insanity. Then I'd have an insane monster on my hands. Stella in particular would be a problem. That girl never knows how to mind her own business or follow other people's rules, and she would absolutely have no fear of what might happen if he was cut loose. She's gonna freak. She was friends with a cryptid. Kanika I might consider. She's got a bit of a bleeding heart and pretty inflexible morals, which could be a problem. On the other hand, I don't know how well she could keep a secret, and if Stella found out that Kanika could probably be convinced to do a jailbreak, then it would all blow up in my face. You can probably tell I've put a lot of thought into this. It's the same calculation I've been doing for years, debating whether or not I could be fully upfront with any of them instead of just pushing them away and hoping they didn't notice what was really going on. She sighs again. Maybe I'll get him a kitten or something. I feel like he might eat a kitten. Like they did for Coco the gorilla. Might as well give him a tire swing while I'm at it. Some enrichment for the enclosure. I hate that I have to do this to him. Just get him, like, Xbox. Yeah. I'm sorry I came here. I feel like this is all my fault. He tried to get you to stay away for a reason, but what's done is done. He was bound to figure it out sooner or later. I'm just glad there was an extra pair of hands around. It could have gone a lot worse. As much as I'd love to stand around chatting, I have to get to work. Gotta clean this place as best as I can before tomorrow. And you should probably get home. It's dark. I'm sure your cousin is worried about you. Yeah, you put your arms out for a hug. No offense, but I'm not a hugger. Oh, well, screw you then. See you later, Sasaki. She firmly escorts you to the door. It closes behind you. Well, made a mess of that family. The night is oddly warm compared to the chill of the day. Crickets singing quietly in the sleepy little neighbourhood. Everything that happened in the clinic feels almost like a dream, and now that it's over, you realise how little it meshes with your understanding of the world. I don't think I've got any understanding of the world anymore. Just everything we thought we knew, out the window. Start again. Go home. It's time to go home. You don't get far before you're interrupted by the jingling of dog tags. Oh, I'd forgotten about Stella. Hi, Gretchen! Oh, hello! Hi! Gretchen appears at the edge of the road, running as fast as her geriatric pug legs can carry her. Gretchen seems distressed. She whines as she stares up at you from the ground, eyes desperate, anxiously jumping back and forth, darting away when you try to lean down to her. What's that, girl? Stella stuck in the well? Yes. You follow Gretchen. She nervously runs ahead of you the whole time, constantly looking back to make sure you're still there as she leads you into the dark woods. You'd better not be a werewolf, Gretchen. Before long, trees thin, and you find yourself on a steep hill by a two-laned road, lined on one side by sheer rock. And there, sitting on a log, staring mournfully out at the asphalt, is Stella. Oh, Stella, is this where your parents died? Gretchen runs up to her and sits in Stella's lap. Gretchen, you're back. Don't scare me like that again. You sit on the log beside her. Sasaki, how did you... Wait, did Gretchen come and get you? Wow, she must think I'm dying or something. I mean, I think we can work out this is where her parents died. I'm not gonna... Yeah, Gretchen found me. She's a good girl. She really is. You remain silent, hoping Stella opens up. Come on, let's just get back to town. Wait, before we go, I should tell you about what happened today. Oh? You relay the events of the evening as best you can. Saying it out loud makes it feel less real, like you're showing the plot of a horror movie, not something that actually happened to you. Wait, am I telling her about Reese? Oh my god. I'm just going to go ahead and lock that one away in the void. Stella scoops Gretchen up in her arms, and the three of you walk back to town in silence. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. She gives you a tired wave before retreating into her house. Hi, Wayne. Time for you to go home too. He appears, as if out of nowhere, clothes streaked with what at first looks like blood and gore, but you quickly realise is paint. Evidence of his altercation with Reese. I'll walk you. Thank God you're okay. I was worried Reese might have gotten you. Wayne emits a strange kind of coughing sound. You realise he's laughing. Shall we? Let's. Wayne walks just ahead of you in near complete silence. Flirt with Wayne. No. No. Why are you following me around? Why not Stella or Kaneko or Sybil? Why not Tabitha? Because you're special. I mean, of course I am. But... bit weird. But why? Why am I so special? You simply are. Do you not feel the ties that bind us? They are unbreakable. A bit weird. Did you know Reese was like that? I knew he was different. How exactly I wasn't sure, but now I know. I thought you wanted me to stay at the estate. Aren't you going to lecture me? You were free to make your own decisions, and those decisions have been made. I know that something pulls at you, and I know that now you cannot stop until your task is finished. I'll keep you safe while you do what you must. Oh, thanks, Wayne. Thanks for looking out for me tonight. Anytime you find yourself in danger, I'll be there for you. I will always be there for you. Okay, a bit weird, dude, but thanks. You don't need to keep coming up with new topics of conversation to fill the silence. You're tired. It's been a long night. You should rest. Okay. Wayne remains silent for the rest of the journey back to the estate. I'm sure we'll see each other tomorrow. You should try to spend some time in that old building before you head to town. Tabitha won't be around, too busy at the mines. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her there to stop you, and you might be surprised at what you find. Oh. You mean the Forbidden Wing? Until then, sleep well. Or does he mean I can eat all the ice cream? Or I could eat the ice cream in the Forbidden Wing. Except for I can't, can I? Because that'll be episode 5 and that's not out yet. The estate feels empty, wind howling through its abandoned halls, the very foundations creaking beneath you. Your cousin must have already gone to bed. Go to bed. Exhausted beyond belief. Take some of the mac and cheese too. Yeah, I probably should. Just eating ice cream isn't that healthy. Although it depends how many flavours she's got. If she's got lots of different flavours, could cover quite a few food groups. But yeah, I'll have a few bowls of mac and cheese and as much ice cream as we can carry, and we'll take the possums and frou-frou and we'll go and have a party in the Forbidden Wing. That's the plan for chapter 5. Whenever it's out. Exhausted beyond belief, you stumble into your room and collapse on the bed. The damp smell of the mattress is starting to become almost welcoming, a sign that the now daily horrors of Scarlet Hollow are finally behind you, at least until the sun inevitably rises once again. It is a perfect plan, yeah. You close your eyes, your exhausted bodies are coming to sleep almost immediately. As you drift off, you think of Reese, trapped in that tiny windowless room, all his greatest fears realised, his body no longer his own. But you stopped him from killing Dr. Kelly. The world, at least for now, is protected from him. And then you think of nothing. I want to play episode 5 now. That was so awesome, though. So awesome. So awesome. I'm going to have to go through and play it all again.